When I bought my Gladiator, camping with it wasn't even on my radar. I didn't really see the point of things like a bed rack or a rooftop tent. To me, it was all about off-roading, just getting out to the local off-road park whenever I could. But somewhere along the way, I started watching overlanding videos. And seeing what people were actually doing with these setups inspired me, and it kind of flipped a switch. It started to remind me of the times I had growing up, out camping with my friends and family. But I always thought those days were behind me. I started showing overlanding videos to my wife Erica, and honestly, I didn't expect much. But to my surprise, she was just as interested as I was. After a couple weekends at public campgrounds in a 20-year-old tent, we both realized how peaceful it could be, just getting out into nature. And that's when it hit me, that maybe this wasn't just about the Jeep. Maybe it was a chance to create some of those same kind of memories again. What I thought I was building the Jeep for started to shift. And before I knew it, I was heading down a completely different path than I originally planned. Our bucket list keeps getting longer, and the build in my head keeps getting bigger. It will take years to get there, but honestly, that's what makes an adventure worth doing. This is Storm Overland Adventures, and this is our 3-day trip out to the Ouachita National Forest, just me and 2 of my sons. It's been on my list for a while, and we finally made it happen. They're 20 and 16 now, and like most kids their age, spending a long weekend in the middle of nowhere with their dad probably isn't exactly high on their priority list. So when I pitched this trip to them just a couple days before, I may have left out one small detail. About 2 hours into the drive, I casually mentioned we probably wouldn't have cell service. To my surprise, neither one of them really reacted, and I think that's because they didn't actually believe me. I almost didn't make this video, not because the trip wasn't good, but because it wasn't really about filming at all. It was about something I wish I had done a long time ago, creating memories for me and my sons. The beauty of the Ouachitas isn't something that hits you all at once. It's more subtle than that. The way the road winds through the trees, the way the light filters down through the canopy, the way everything just feels still. It's not the kind of place that demands your attention, but if you slow down for a minute, you start to notice just how beautiful it actually is. They're not known for extreme trails, and that's not why we keep coming back. This is my 3rd time out here, and we've still only scratched the surface. If you're looking for technical rock crawling like Moab, high mountain passes like Colorado, or the waterfalls and river crossings of the Ozarks, this probably isn't your spot. But what it does offer is miles of mildly maintained forest roads, with just enough variation to keep things interesting. It's the kind of place where you can take your time, explore, and maybe stumble across something you weren't expecting. This was one of those moments. We came across this river crossing. At first, it just looked like a simple way across, but as we reached the other side, we discovered that it was much more than that. It worked its way up a creek bed. The water cutting through the rock just enough to make you think about your line. Nothing too extreme, but enough to make it interesting. We're always looking for these hidden gems, whether it's a water crossing, finding cascading waterfalls, that one trail that offers a little more challenge, or the perfect campsite tucked away off the road. Living in North Texas, places like this are hard to come by. The Ouachitas are one of the rare spots within a few hours' drive, where you can actually get out, spend a few days exploring, and disconnect from the stresses of everyday life. And even though the Ouachitas do not offer the most technical trails, you'll keep me coming back here, exploring the forest roads, hoping to find all the hidden gems. This was one of the few spots where I actually had to put the Gladiator in four-wheel drive. If you're looking for something a little more challenging like this, we did end up finding that, just on a different trip. The link is posted in the comments. For this trip, I already had a spot in mind to set up camp. Eric and I had come across it a couple months earlier on a quick day trip. The boys needed a place for their ground tent, and I really wanted a remote spot and to be near water. And the spot we found checked every box. No other people, no noise, and no cell service. No notifications, no distractions. And that ended up being the best part of the whole trip. After checking out the river, it didn't take long to decide this was base camp. We got camp set up, me in the rooftop tent, and them in a ground tent that's older than they are. Just the sound of the river, sitting around camp, talking about things we probably wouldn't talk about back home. And it made me realize something. That this is the kind of time that's easy to miss. And honestly, it's something I wish I would have done when they were younger. This trip wasn't about pushing the limits of the Jeep. It wasn't about finding the hardest trail. And it definitely wasn't about getting the perfect shot. It was just about getting out and giving the boys a chance to experience something like what I had growing up. I went back and forth on whether I should even post this. It's not the most action-packed trip, and it's definitely not the most cinematic. But if this video inspires one parent to load up some gear and take their kids, no matter what their age is, out for a weekend like this, then it's worth it.